How's it going, everybody? This is the Nitty Gritty. My name is Chad. With me is Leonard. This is a show about wrestling. And right now, I'm going to be giving you my recap on the most recent Extreme Rules 2022. And Leonard didn't watch it, but
naturally, my excuse this time is that my wife was on a camping trip. So I and the dog gorged on hot dogs and nachos and passed out.
That's
because we didn't have anyone there to stop us from not doing that.
Can't beat that. Well, let's get right into it. So I will say this, Leonard, that this was the best opening to a pay-per-view, like the opening kind of vignette type thing that I've seen in a while. So they had a kid who was being asked to spell the word extreme by Paul Heyman. And the kid would say, can you use it in a sentence? Can you give me its point of origin? So on and so forth. And so Paul Heyman would continually give examples and they would show clips because this event was being held at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. And it was really good. I liked it a lot. I really don't.
I'll have to find that. That sounds like something I would enjoy. They used to do that all the time, have those neat little intros to the pay-per-views, right. And I think they got out of it. So that might be one of those Triple H wanting to do something they used to do or bring back something. I think for a while, every time they do something different, it's going to be, well, that's got to be Hunter. And it might be. Yeah, but before you do go on, I will say, I've mentioned in the past when you've done these that I've had a, like a fancy pick'em thing, and I've done very well without ever watching any of the show. I did not well here. I did lousy. I think I only got 2 right.
Okay.
On the whole night. And maybe that is also a Triple H thing because I picked via Vince booking.
Right.
How have they done this in the past? What would Vince do? So that might really speak to a direction change for the company that I can't figure out who's going to win now based on just previous knowledge.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's a good comment because the booking is kind of it's different now in terms of who wins a lot of these matches. I liked the fact that this echoed back to the history of wrestling in the area, which was ECW was a big part of that. And you can even hear the commentators on Raw, SmackDown, and events talk about the history of some of the talent. I like that change. I've been calling for that for years, and I'm glad that they're doing that now. So yes, this event was held at the Wells Fargo Center on October 8th, this past Saturday. Did I watch it live? No, I didn't, because I hate the fact that pay-per-views are now on Saturday. I just don't like it. I am never going to, unless it's a WrestleMania, I doubt I will ever want to watch it live. So I watched it the next day. The first match, and you know what, Leonard? I figured this time, I'm gonna change the rating system up like each time I do one of these.
All right.
More fun. Just doing star ratings to me is boring. So we're gonna rate this out of 10 Gunters, right?
10 Gunters.
Right. That's where.
So 0 Gunters would be horrible, and 10 Gunters would be the best.
Right. Naturally.
Are you going to give negative Gunters?
I don't do negative.
Okay.
So the first match was the Brawling Brutes of Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch against Imperium, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci. This match went about 17 minutes, 50 seconds.
Question, why does the German faction have an Italian dude?
Hey, Mussolini did side with Hitler.
I guess.
That's the reason. I have no idea if that's.
I'm surprised they're not called the Axis Powers. I mean, just go for it.
This was the match of the night to me. Mm-hmm. This was a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, and it's basically just another name for an Extreme Rules kind of tornado tag match, I suppose. So yeah, this match was a lot of fun. I'm telling you, I think that Gunther and Imperium, by extension, make pretty much everything that they touch better and feel more urgent. So those are my comments on this. This was a lot of fun. The Brawling Brutes would end up winning this, which makes sense since Gunther just retained his Intercontinental title, I think, twice against Sheamus. So we'll give that one. I'm I'm going about 7.5. I could even be argued to go 8 Gunters out of 10. So the next match would be for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. It would be Ronda Rousey against Liv Morgan. It's an Extreme Rules match. It would go 12 minutes and 5 seconds. And Ronda would come out on top here. And that's really my main comment. There's not much to comment on here. This is maybe a 2.5 Gunters out of 10.
This is one of the matches I did get right because even I knew it was time to put the belt back on Ronda.
Right. And you know what? I was thinking 2.5 as if we were going out of 5-star ratings. This would maybe be a 3.5 or 4 Gunters out of 10 match. It's not that bad. It was what it was. They did what they could. Why did they put the belt on Ronda? Not just because she's a name, but the Liv experiment has run its course. There's only so many places they can go with her. Her talent is not good enough that it can carry the belt for a long period of time.
Well, I think the thing with her, she won it as like a surprise underdog out of nowhere.
Right.
But once you won the belt, that's over.
Right.
You know, you can't be the underdog surprise champion. You can't keep winning by surprise.
You have to kind of, you know, have the crowd believe in you enough that you can.
Yes, you have to kind of pivot. And again, not watching all the time, but hearing things, listening things, seeing things. It felt like they never pivoted away from underdog Liv. So that's only going to have so many miles to it.
Exactly. So the next match was a strap match between Karrion Kross with Scarlett versus Drew McIntyre. This would go 10 minutes and 20 seconds, and you would have Karrion Kross winning the strap match here. There were a lot of, it was probably longer than the 10 minutes and 20 seconds because there were a lot of shenanigans that happened, a brawl before the strap actually went on Karrion Kross's wrist. You'll see a lot of people will probably call this the worst match on the card, and I would concur with that. I've never been on the Karrion Kross train. I like looking at Scarlett, certainly. Karrion Kross to me is just another built big guy. He doesn't have anything special in the ring. That's not to say he's bad, but I just don't see why he was pushed so hard in NXT. I don't see why he was brought back with such urgency under the Triple H regime. He's yet to show me why he deserves that spot, other than he has a hot wife. So this match was just what it was. It wasn't very good. Drew McIntyre is fine, but you know, these two I just don't think had the chemistry. And like, this is where the bringing up history can backfire in your face if I'm putting on my Vince cap, because they mentioned all the other great strap matches in history. And in the case of this one, it will only serve to highlight how not classic it is. Mm-hmm. They bring up Sting and Vader, for example, among others. So, yeah. So this match, I would give about 2.5 Gunters, Leonard. Do you like my rating system so far?
I find it confusing, especially because I would assume the match with Gunter would be an automatic 10 Gunthers because you can't get more Gunter than Gunter.
Right. Well, hey, maybe you can get more Gunter than maybe 10 should be the Walter. 10 should on its own.
It re-Walters.
Right.
That's how good it is. Okay.
The next match would be Bianca Belair against Bayley in a ladder match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. This would go 16 minutes and 40 seconds, and Bianca would win here. They are clearly still very high on her. I expect Bayley to get this title at some point. I could be wrong.
Well, I picked Bayley, so this is what I got wrong.
I tune into it from time to time, and even I would have picked Bayley here. I'm surprised that they didn't take the belt off of her, but Bianca Belair has a lot of fans, and she has a good following. She's good in the ring, and Bayley is coming along better since her injury. She's still not the old Bayley, and maybe she never will be again. But this match was pretty good. I would give it maybe like 6 Gunters out of 10. And as this rating system is going on, I'm starting to regret it more and more. So, but yeah. So
we learn from our mistakes.
That's right. The next match on the card would be Finn Balor against Edge in an I Quit match. This match was the longest on the card, 29 minutes and 55 seconds. Finn Balor would win this match, and it was pretty good. I mean, it's hard to have a bad match with these two. There's been a lot of great classic I Quit matches in wrestling history, and this one I wouldn't label as classic, but it was certainly serviceable. I would say about 7 Gunters out of 10. And yeah, I mean, these two did good work together. This storyline is going on longer. That's one of the big things I will compliment Triple H on the most, and that is that he is having these storylines last longer and mean something. In my opinion, that's something AEW has done for a while now, and WWE has not since when Vince was around. So I'm glad to see that they're going back to that, and nothing could exemplify that better than the main event of this card, which was Matt Riddle against Seth Rollins in a fight pit match. You would have Daniel Cormier of the UFC Hall of Fame as the special guest referee, and this match would go 16 minutes and 35 seconds. You would have Matt Riddle finally win here. This feud has gone on for a while, and I assume this is the blow off. I don't know where they would go from here, but there was another fight pit match when Matt Riddle was in NXT. I want to say against Oni Lorcan. I could be wrong on that. I should have researched that, but there was another fight pit match, and that one was superior to this one. That one was very, very good. This one was just okay. I would give it 6 out of 10 Gunters. And yeah, it was fine for what it was. A lot of the matches on this entire card were average, with the exception of the opener, which I never would have predicted before this, before watching it. The 6-man being the match of the night. So, yeah, it was good to see this feud come to a close. The fight pit. Have you ever seen the fight pit, Leonard? Do you even know what it looks like?
No, I have zero knowledge of the fight pit.
So it's a cage. There's no ropes, but there's a cage surrounding the ring, and then there's a platform with another fence on top of the cage, so that ideally somebody could walk around.
Didn't they do that? Didn't they do that back in the day with like King Shamrock?
It's not a Lion's Den. Close.
Lion's Den. Yes.
Similar in the same maybe family, but not the same thing. Daniel Cormier was fine as the guest referee, by the way. I had no complaints there. And the big news of the night, which I'm sure Leonard knows about,
this I am aware of,
is that the White Rabbit, puzzle things, which I found to be just like, I don't care enough to do that much research on who it is.
Everybody knew it was Bray Wyatt.
People assumed. I guess there was one code that I came across recently that referenced Gacy, so some people were like worried it was going to be the guy from NXT with the name Gacy.
Oh, Joe Gacy, I believe.
Yeah. So it was not him. It is Bray Wyatt, and the crowd went crazy. And let me say, so it looks like also all the characters from the Firefly Fun House are now going to be actual people, actual talents. I assume this means he's getting a stable. A lot of people have been trying to guess who those people might be. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
They're probably NXT people, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, because I guess they've been giving clues, one of the females is apparently a former women's champion. So I don't know what that means. So we'll see who these people end up being, whether they're, new faces from NXT or people that we might not have expected. Maybe I'd be shocked.
I think if it's
among them.
If it's a former women's champion, I think we both know it's the Cat.
Yeah, obviously it should be. If Bo Dallas is not among them, then I've heard that they're bringing back Bo Dallas. Come on, it's that's an obvious one, isn't it? I was really excited to see the crowd reaction for Bray Wyatt. This is the 3rd try now. He was Bray Wyatt, the original version, and then he became the Fiend when he went away for a while. Now he's back again under Triple H's regime. And look, he was offered apparently deals from every major company. This is the 3rd try. If they can't get it to work, then, it's time for Windham Rotunda to scratch and erase and show up somewhere else, because they have to be able to make it work. The Undertaker is gone. He fills the void of that type of character. It's time to, strap the rocket to him in some way and not have him just go out there and job to a lot of the other people that they'd rather push. So I hope that this means a different trajectory for him, but we will see. So I'd probably give this card 5.5 or 6 Gunters out of 10 overall. Mediocre overall.
That's a bit over average. If 5 would be average, 6 would be a little above average.
Maybe
thumbs tilting up ever so slightly.
Right. So let me know what you think about Extreme Rules 2022 in the comments. Check out our full-length episodes and our short videos as well. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. For Leonard, my name is Chad. We'll see you next time.